We come now to the 7 vials found in the 15th and 16th chapters of the book of Revelation. 7 angels were given 7 vials or bowls to pour out certain judgments on the earth. One angel poured out his bowl of wrath, and boils, John said, he saw break out on men. Great running sores and ulcers and boils of various kinds. Great sores they're called here. That is the first of these great plagues of the 7 vial judgments. The second angel will pour out his bowl, and this time all the sea will be turned to blood. Not 1/3 of it as back in the first 3½ years of these 7 years, but all of it this time turns to blood. And evidently all the creatures die, and evidently all the ships are destroyed. For that's what happened with 1/3 of them, when 1/3 part of the sea was made blood in the second trumpet. The 3rd bowl is poured out upon the waters, and instead of becoming bitter this time, they were turned to blood. The 3rd bowl is poured out upon the sun, and an angel had power over the sun to scorch men with fire. And men, we read, blasphemed God, who had power over these plagues, and didn't repent of the work of their hands, or of the worship of devils and idols and so on. The next angel poured out his bowl, the 5th one, and darkness came upon the kingdom of the beast, and upon the seat of the Antichrist. And we read, they gnawed their tongues for pain. You can imagine those running sores, intense heat that will burn men coming down upon those sores, and then all of a sudden, total darkness. No doubt it will make men raving mad, and give men convulsion after convulsion. We read here that they blasphemed God who had power over these plagues. The 6th angel will pour out his bowl, and this time we read of the river Euphrates being dried up, preparing the way for the kings of the east, that they might come and cooperate with the Antichrist against Jesus Christ at the battle of Armageddon. For in chapter 16, verses 13 to 16, we have the idea that 3 unclean spirits will come out of the mouths of the dragon, the devil, the beast, the Antichrist, and the false prophet. We read these are spirits of devils working miracles which go forth to the kings of the earth and of the whole world. And we read he gathered them into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. So the river Euphrates will be literally dried up. That is not the drying up of the Turkish Empire, as many Bible students tell us. It's a literal drying up of a literal river. For we know what the river Euphrates is. It's a river that runs into the Persian Gulf. So when it says the river Euphrates is dried up, that can possibly be as we read. So believe it literally, preparing the way for these eastern armies to come over and cooperate, as I said, with the Antichrist against Jesus Christ at the battle of Armageddon. Between the 6th and the 7th bowl of vile judgments, we have those unclean spirits coming out of those 3 mouths to gather the nations to Armageddon. Following that, we have the pouring out of the last plague of God on the earth during this last 7 years of this age. We read the 7th angel poured out his bowl, and this time there were voices and thunderings and lightning and a great earthquake. We read that hail will fall to the earth, each hail weighing 114 pounds apiece. We read that the city of Jerusalem was divided into 3 parts, and according to the 11th chapter of Revelation, which is a parenthetical chapter, right when the 2 witnesses die, we read that 7,000 men in Jerusalem were killed. And in the 19th verse of this 16th chapter of Revelation, we read that Babylon fell and the cities of the nations fell. In other words, the great cities of the nations in those days will be literally flattened by that earthquake. For we read there every island and every mountain were moved out of their places. So the 7th vile judgment is that of God taking vengeance on Babylon and the cities of the nations and bringing to pass the last of these great plagues that will complete his wrath on the earth. In going back to the 6th chapter for a moment, when the 6th seal was broken and men cried for the rocks and the mountains to fall upon them, we read this statement. the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? You notice in the first seal we have nothing but the wrath of man. But beginning with the sixth seal, we have the beginning of the wrath of God. And the wrath of God continues throughout the seven trumpets and the seven vials. The seven vial judgments are called the last plagues, the seven last plagues. Thus God's wrath is contained in the seven trumpets and the seven vials of the book of Revelation. The first five of these seals picture mainly the wrath of man. The sixth seal pictures also the wrath of God. The seventh seal does not picture the wrath of God or the wrath of man. It's simply the idea of silence in heaven for the space of half an hour. Thus we see that the seven seals, the seven trumpets, and the seven vials are 21 main events, consecutive in order, happening one after the other, in the order in which they are given, from the beginning of the last 7 years of this age to the end of these 7 years, ending with the second coming of Jesus Christ to the earth. Thus we have 7 seals will take place first. Following that, after the last seal is completed, 7 trumpets will take place. After the 7th trumpet is completed, then we have the 7 vial judgments. Thus the wrath of God is completed. We have no authority for saying that the 7 trumpets are contained in the 7th seal and the 7 vials are contained in the 7th trumpet, as you read in the average book on expositions of Revelation. These are 21 events, each one of them completing before the other starts, from the beginning of that 7 years to the end of the 7 years. Now then, other portions of Revelation, such as the 7th chapter, the 10th and 11th chapters, the 14th chapter, and the 18th chapter, and other chapters, are parenthetical passages, are explanatory passages inserted between the seals, the trumpets, and the vials to explain certain events that will be fulfilled right along with these 21 events, but are not the contents of any one of the seals, or of the trumpets, or of the vials. We'll get to those parenthetical passages in due time, but they're explanatory passages that will happen right along with the fulfillment of the seals, trumpets, and vials, and in every one of them it is clear as to the time of fulfillment.